The intent of this video is to raise awareness and increase the chances of preventing people, as many people as possible, from going through the same social suffering that I went through, that I will describe very shortly. And this and the short answer to this question, one possible reason why I have been abusively rejected by many people is that this is a complex mess of multiple things. So, for example, one thing that contributes to this problem is the cultures that people were taught, and how people believe and understands that people interact with each other. Another reason is also maybe lack of a education on neurodiversity. And oh man, I had so many great thoughts that were just spinning in my brain before I started to record, but maybe they will come back to me. So the short answer is a very complex set of circumstances or things that contributed to the unfortunate suffering I have experienced. And and I don't want to say I don't want to say it is the individual's fault, because this is complex, and this is a combination of the environment, a past history, and ways that most people think or expect out of other people. But yes, my thoughts kind of left me for answering answering with the short answer. But I want to now start talking about the specific experiences that I went through, and one of them was very recent. So one of my challenges is that I seem to be frequently misunderstood, and that's partly okay. And this adds to the short answer to this video's question, is that many people seem to be very snap judgments, like people seem to believe they know all there is to know about me before they really get to know me. And one specific example of this was I was on a Facebook group earlier this year, and I thought, and this was a Facebook group that tried to invite neurodiverse people to get together and to connect with each other. And I did not realize until today that there was this perception that the way that I've chosen to speak and behave through my communication is very similar to another type of person that people call trolls. And so because on the surface my behaviors, well, partly because on the surface my behaviors seem similar, many people or most people seem to find it very difficult to understand that there are exceptions to their understanding of people and their brains. And so what happened was, when I first entered this Facebook group, I was very hopeful. I was looking for like-minded people to connect with, and I I was trying to be very clear and open about my intent, because part of why I choose to communicate in the way that I do is to help make things easier for people who wish to develop some kind of connection with me, and and more reasons why I choose to be very open and very honest about myself is that I have very clear communication challenges, because of my brain, which I believe is a mix of autism and ADHD. And so and partly because of my life experiences, I have discovered that it is actually much easier for me to communicate and work with people if we all are willing to communicate with each other in a very open and very honest way. And also well, yes, that is one reason. Um, okay. It is so much easier to organize and track my thoughts when I'm not trying to verbally speak at the same time. But I would try to move on to my next point. So what happened today was I learned through a discussion with a person that the way I spoke in that Facebook group may have triggered people into believing I was trying to provoke them, and I had absolutely no idea, because one of my common experiences, which has been a pattern throughout my life, is that at first I would seem to be okay speaking with people, and they seem comfortable with me, but then over time they get increasingly aggressive and abusive towards me, and they would never really explain why. And it made me feel so confused, because I was always thinking to myself, I'm sensing that they believe I've done something wrong, but I have no idea what I did that was wrong. And when I try to ask questions to get more details out, um, I think many or all of these people seem to close up. So um, so unfortunately, that does not work for me. Um, there's so many thoughts I'm trying to organize right now. But to try and go back to the earlier point, so what happened was I was in this Facebook group, and I was trying to be very open, be very clear, but the way people reacted to me was mostly aggressive and very verbally abusive, and they would treat me like I was some kind of monster, and I wasn't sure why. And the more I tried to open up and to peacefully understand what the concern was, and what we could work through, people seem to become more and more hostile towards me. And so, and while I do my best to explain many things, um, and to prove that I am a very genuine person, these people did not seem to give me a chance to explain, or did not express their willingness to try to listen to me. And so that makes me feel very stressed, because I do my best to be a mutually respectful person, and I acknowledge that I don't understand all things perfectly. So to try and connect with new people and neurodiverse people who I was hoping to be as equally equally open-minded as me, turned out to be a very unfortunate experience for me. And um, I, I received multiple verbally abusive comments, judgmental comments, and I was just trying to connect with people, and I was struggling to explain that, even though I did literally have a messages saying that this is why I was in this Facebook group, this is why I wanted to connect with people. So that was unfortunate, and the reason why that causes me great stress or great suffering is because it seems like before I could even begin to develop a good friendship with these people, that they were more willing to judge me and to be abusive and to reject me before I have had a chance to explain or prove anything. And today I learned is that some like some many people would interpret my behavior as very provocative and um what's the word, like a troll, but that really was not the case. Ah, man, my executive functioning is just a lot more difficult to sort through when I'm trying to speak verbally, but I still want to try because this is something that I believe should be raised awareness for, and I'm not sure if how much of what I have said so far made sense. But let me try a long story short version. Um, so one reason why I have not been able to maintain connections or friendships with many people in my life is because that there seems to be a very restricted form of perceptions or thinking that I seem to be aware of unspoken rules, social rules, and that because the way I choose to speak, which brings me positive value, like being open, being honest, people seem to judge me and assume that is somebody trying to cause harm. And I have made it clear in that Facebook group that if people have any concerns about who I am or the way I speak, I welcome they ask me questions, and I welcome them to challenge me. I was not afraid to share as much as I could about myself, because that is one of my values, to encourage a safe environments where I can talk freely and safely with my friends or potential friends. But not one person in that Facebook group seemed to express a clear curiosity of why the way I speak is not like most other people, and I don't understand why people seem to still struggle with understanding what are signs of neurodiverse people. So just because the way I choose to speak and to behave, that does not mean that I am somebody terrible, or just because I don't follow a specific culture or set of rules, that does not always mean that that person is out to cause harm. And probably the way I spoke was so open, so forward. Maybe people thought this was very suspicious behavior, and I'm only understanding this now because I'm fortunate that one person from that Facebook group I'm decided to maintain contact with me, and today we had our first discussion, and I was curious to hear some insights from this person. Why were people treating me in a very aggressive and very abusive way? And that did help to improve my understanding, but it also made me feel many complex or it made me feel a complex experience of multiple emotions at the same time. And just to be very clear, I can I can respect that people may have gone through traumas, and maybe they have a very limited understanding of how people think and behave. But at the same time, just because I may seem like a very different person doesn't mean that that is a problem. And even if the way I spoke was a unreasonable reason to be concerned, why did no one approach me and communicate something like hey Trevor, I kind of like how you are reaching out for connections with people, but just in case you are not aware, the way you speak suggests that you might be here to cause harm to people, and that I do not 100% trust you. Are you okay with us working together to prove that you are a genuine person if you are one? So unfortunately for me, I've experienced way too many cases where people have been overly defensive towards me and very hostile before anything bad really happened. And people just seem to, like, many or most people seem to have this perception that all people who are very open and very honest are just there to provoke people. And to be very clear, that there probably are people out there who are trying to cause that kind of harm, but I strongly believe I'm not one of those people. I just happen to speak in a way that sounds similar to those people on the surface. If this is the reason why I have been treated the way I have, and this Facebook group is also not the first time this has happened to me either. This has been a fairly consistent pattern that I have noticed in other parts of the internet, and also in my own real life as well, outside of the internet. So it does frustrate me that I seem to be interacting with so many people who don't seem very open-minded enough to the idea that that there are people who behave and speak outside what is normal, but they probably have their own communication challenges, or they don't quite fit into these neat little boxes that people have invented over time. And this also, it includes some of the struggles I have had with trying to communicate with my own family. I've often said to myself, yes, I can respect and accept that people can misunderstand me, but why does things have to stop there? Why has no person approached me and expressed curiosity about why I am so different, why I behave and speak in certain ways? It is almost like people seem to have judged me as they've incorrectly judged me as a very specific type of person without really getting to know me. So I'm going to try to remember what I have said so far in this video to keep this talk like concise, if that makes sense. I do recognize I have a small habit of repeating what I say because those thoughts keep repeating, and I'm not sure what I have and have not said sometimes. Um, but yes, okay. Maybe I will try to rewind and go back to the beginning again. So the intent of this video is to raise awareness and help prevent more people, or as many people as possible, from going through the same suffering that I have. So I have been abusively rejected by many people because there seemed to be not much acceptance of our differences or neurodiversity to the extent that includes people like me, and partly because for and to be fair to these people as well, they were probably taught some kind of culture that boxes people into very specific kinds of perceptions, and we have not really received, as far as I'm aware, good education about what is the full range of neurodiversity out there, and how to better understand and to work with those people. So I'd like to think I don't hate people. I don't hold grudges, but this is one big reason why I have chosen to let go of people and permanently disconnect myself, because when things have reached a point where people choose to no longer listen to me, they don't want to get to know me, and they want to continuously snap judge me, and I'm struggling to explain and make myself heard, then that kind of interaction or that relationship would be impossible, or extremely difficult for me to work with, and is way outside my own executive functioning. So rather than spending time with people who are likely to cause me stress, and actually people have abused me so much verbally that I also had thoughts about suicide as well. So just know that if you are the kind of person who is quick to judge and believe that all of the cultural and social rules that you understand are like the absolute law and must not be broken under all circumstances, just know that type of thinking can help to or can cause intense suffering for genuine people like me, who does have an interest to connect with people, to have a strong, mutually supportive friendship type relationship, but just happens to choose to communicate in a way that sounds and looks like a harmful person on the surface. So that's been one of my previous and ongoing struggles in life, is that when I have met people who were not open-minded enough, or find it difficult, and I keep saying people not open-minded enough. I just want to be very clear that I don't blame these people, or I don't say this is entirely their fault that I have had these intensely suffering experiences, failing to communicate and to connect with people. But one reason that I do focus on the people is that and one of the reasons why I believe I feel strongly or very frustrated about my own experiences is that because I can see very clear solutions to help fix these misunderstandings. So for example, sure, we may have historically had cultures that taught people, through generations, to think and to behave in certain ways. that is outside our control. But what we can do is to exercise more open-mindedness, and to slow down, and to rather than assume somebody is bad, or is evil, or is harmful, only for the sole reason that they show behaviors, or surface level things that fit something bad, or because they operate outside a culture, or your own understanding of things, does not always mean that that is true. Um, and that kind of, and from my perspective, it seemed like these people who were abusive towards me became the very monsters that they feared. They probably did not realize that they were causing enormous stress and harm to someone genuine, because they were so fixated on believing this judgment that I was out here to unprovoke people. Um, and yes, I do respect the fact that if I am a stranger to many people, this is very unlikely that people will fully understand who I am. But that was not the problem that I had. One of the big concerns that I felt was that people did not seem to um, to be willing to dig deeper into why I may be different to most people. Um, they, they they seem to snap judge me, assume I'm harmful, and then treat me abusively, like they were doing something good for the community. And so it brings up similar thoughts, um like I forget the exact quote from the Marvel movies, but Captain America said something like, when we start wars before they have begun, and people get hurt. So this is kind of what I experienced. These people seems ready to go to war against me before they have really verified, am I the kind of person to really cause harm to people. Um, and so yes, so I think the last thing I was saying was, one thought I had was, it frustrates me because one easy solution is for people to just abandon all of the preconceived ideas of how people behave and think, and just assume, and just safely assume at the beginning that you know nothing about this person, and that your interpretations of this person could be incorrect. And the most effective way I know to work through misunderstandings and work through differences is to ask questions. If I do not understand something, then I will ask. If there is even a small chance I might be incorrect about my understanding of another person, I ask a question. And one of my strengths in life, I believe, is that I do ask many questions, because I do accept and respect that, because of how complex and how challenged my brain often is, I am unlikely to be correct about many things all of the time. So I expect myself to be incorrect. So that helps lead me to have a more growth mindset, and to become more of a person who is likely to slow down and really verify things I have seen or heard or experienced before I jump to conclusions. That there is this old phrase, shoot the gun, or like shoot first and ask questions later. This is how I have experienced people treating me. And it I really don't like that as someone who is very genuinely wanting to build some kind of strong mutually supportive connection with people, only to be aggressively rejected with not much explanation either. And this would be so much different if people would just approach me and say, Trevor, I do respect that you seem to want to make friends with people, but but the way that you speak seems like you are trying to troll or trying to unprovoke people. Just in case you are not aware, and if you can, I mean, if you are really genuine, are you okay with me asking you more questions, or can we work together to help prove that you are a genuine person? Like not one person in my entire life of my tens of years I've been alive, not a single person has approached me and communicated with me in that way. So to me, I believe misunderstandings can be very easily solved, and we can achieve strong friendships and strong outcomes if people were more willing to be more open-minded, more willing to slow down, and if there is a concern, we talk about that in the most open and honest way possible to make sure there is a very accurate mutual understanding. Um, but in my case, it seems like many people have decided to shoot first and ask questions later. So partly because of that, to help me protect my own happiness and my own values, I prefer not to stick with abusive or aggressive people who seem to have decided who I am very incorrectly before I've had a chance to prove myself. And so I believe it is much better if we go our separate ways, because that way these people do not have to worry about spending time with somebody who they perceive as a danger, and I won't have to worry about stressing out about trying to communicate with people who just do not want to listen. So yes. So unfortunately, I think partly why this happened was a combination of complex things. So for example, and I may have already said this, but I was pretty sure I had much more supporting evidence in my thoughts and my memories, but things like historically, people have had a very boxed view of how people behave and think. That there are all of these unspoken rules I am not aware of, and combined with my own nature and my own personality, where I prefer to be open and to be honest. And one thing I do want to mention is that I do understand that traumas and the troublesome people like trolls, as they say. Yes, one way to deal with that is to be very defensive and abusive and aggressive and close off like I have been treated. And that could be a positive thing for some people, but the risk is also that you also wear this suit of armor that also blocks away genuine people like me as well. And the risk and reward that I choose is the complete opposite. So I am very open and very honest, because that gives me multiple values, and I do understand and accept that the way I communicate does increase the risk of me being taken advantage of, because I very openly share so much about me. But one of the rewards about this approach is that I also open myself up to having one of the strongest friendships that any person on this planet can experience. Because if I ever bump into genuine people who do want to get to know me and want to work towards growing with me, and we learn from each other, and we will mutually support each other for the rest of our lives, then I'm very confident that being a more open and honest person will make that kind of friendship much easier. And especially if we share these values, then that there is nothing but just positive rapid growth between us. Um, yeah, so I might be getting to the point where I'm repeating what I'm saying when I run out of short-term thoughts, but and I will try not to repeat myself too much, but just to be clear, please, if you are someone who has a very like if you have a very specific belief and understanding of how people should and should not behave, I highly encourage you to exercise more open-mindedness, because that stranger that you may be talking to, or may eventually talk to in the future, whether that person is through the internet or somebody in your real life, please know that you may be causing that person extreme suffering by judging them too soon, and not giving them a chance to show how genuine they really are. And all of these walls and these defenses will only just make people disconnect from each other more and more as time goes on. So I prefer people don't do that. And yes, I do accept and respect that people can choose to be defensive, or people can choose to talk as little, or share or explain nothing to other people. And I want to respect all individuals' freedom. But if we ever bump into each other, and you maintain that closed sort of communication, then likely I will never want to communicate or stay in contact with you ever again, because the complex combination of my personal challenges and my personality and my choices on how I choose to communicate and to approach life leads me to communicate and behave in the way that I do, and not in a disrespectful way to other people, but these are partly my freedom of choice as well. And they are very primarily, or if not entirely, chosen behaviors or communication styles, because I see positive outcomes for me and the people that I interact with as well. But if this is difficult for people to understand, then, well, I guess my only option is to just be increasingly alone for the rest of my life, which I am prepared to do. But until then, I just wish just sometimes I wish my social life was not so difficult, because or extremely difficult, because people just would not give me the extra 5 minutes or the extra chance to talk and to get to know you, and to let you get to know me. just because the way I speak and sound sounds like someone who is trying to cause harm and not really trying to verify why I speak or behave in the way that I do. But I also have a personal value of not holding grudges against people and not hating people in general, because that poisons the mind and the soul. So I respect that people have treated me in ways that are less than ideal, but at the same time, I can also understand that the world is like a giant hot mess, that it is only natural that people would contribute to this suffering where that there is not enough open-mindedness at times, which is unfortunate for me, but to help protect my own happiness and my values, I've chosen to move on and not stick with these abusive people. Um, and I might just stop this video recording here. That is probably all that my brain can hold and talk about at this point in time. And if I have more things to say about this topic, I might put this into a future YouTube video. Um, but yes, so to try and wrap this up, the long story short summary would be, just be aware that the way that you treat people and the way that you judge people can cause extremely high levels of a suffering to that person and yourself as well. Because if you assume these people are dangerous when they are not, then you are kind of manufacturing lots of fear and defense that is not needed. And 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 by extension, not only is this causing, or this can cause stress and suffering for people, but you're also actively breaking relationships or connections that would otherwise be a very very mutually positive experience. Um, and one of my personal beliefs is that any misunderstanding or any problem can be solved if both sides were just willing to talk through all of their problems and work towards mutual agreements. And maybe a lot of conflicts and wars that have happened could have been prevented if both sides were just willing to try and communicate and understand what are the problems or concerns from both sides, and what could we do to work together to remove those problems and concerns. So I don't want to cause people any stress, but if people choose to reject me or to abuse me or to not listen to me, then I believe I cannot work with that. Um, Yes, so it's very complex. It is unfortunate that we reached a point in life where people still hold this way of thinking and very, very restricted thinking about and having all of these expectations about how people should behave. But as an executively challenged individual like myself, not only is it difficult for me to stick to several arbitrary rules about socializing and behaving. I also have made the personal choice to let go of trying to fit into other people's incorrect understanding of what is absolute correct and what is absolute bad. And I've kind of tried to develop my own way of being compassionate towards myself, being compassionate towards other people, and trying to be more inclusive, so that people so that other people will not have to go through the same suffering as me. That this is partly why I value improving my communication skills so much, because one day this may put an end to me having this kind of suffering. Um, um, or this is also possible. I may also fail to communicate successfully with most people, in which case I will probably just work towards a happier a solitude in my late life, if things get that far. But yes, um, I'd like to think that one day this world will move towards 100% acceptance of our differences, diversity, and more willingness, and more easily detect misunderstandings, and willingness to listen, and willingness to work through misunderstandings, just to verify with as much supporting evidence as possible, is this assumption true or not. And things are so complex. I don't think humans can accurately snap judge most complex things anyway. We only have so much space in our short-term memory to make assumptions about something. And in my experience, things or life are often so complex that that all those details could not fit inside people's short-term memory. As someone executively challenged, I've had to wrestle with short-term memory challenges my entire life. So that is one reason why I prefer to iterate through things. Never assume, never make an ass out of you and me, and try to be as respectful of people, and try to listen, and to understand where people might be coming from, and why. But I can no longer do that if people choose to close themselves off from me, and if people are communicating in a very actively abusive way towards me, then I have to protect my own happiness, and I can no longer extend my own compassion to these kinds of people. And just to be clear, I do accept and respect how complex this world is. I'm not trying to blame people. I'm just more pointing out that this unfortunate complex set of circumstances have resulted in me having no friends, or I'm very minimal, partly because many people are unable to work through that initial stage of really trying to get to know each other, and that this world itself has possibly through entertainment media as well, has very much oversimplified who people are, what is the intent behind their thinking, and seems to regularly reinforce this incorrect idea to many people, that we all fit into neat boxes that is very easy to understand. But whether somebody may be narcissistic, maybe somebody might be depressed. It is very difficult to judge what brain type somebody has by just a few comments that they make, and I believe anything that can be observed on the surface, like behaviors and comments, there could be many or several causes behind that, and like many different or like unique causes. And so I believe it is not fair to judge people with such little information until you have spent years like really getting to know these people, sitting down with them, asking them questions about their thoughts about various things. Then I think only then you would have an increased chance of having more accurate guesses about who a person is, and why they are driven in the way that they are. But but yes, I'd like to see an end to snap judgments so that we as people can work together more easily in future and communicate more easily, and even lead more happier personal lives, knowing that there are more people around us who are willing to listen more and to be more supportive, and just be more compassionate and forgiving to ourselves and each other. I have no idea how long this video this audio has been recorded for, so I will stop now. I'd like to think this video helps explain enough about this topic, but that there could always still be a chance that I am still being misunderstood. But for now, just to help me save time and to move on and to help my brain process all of these thoughts, I will stop now. But I just want to let all the people, if I have met or interacted with any person in real life or online who is watching this video, just try to be more open-minded with the people around you, because you have caused, not all of you, but many or most of the people I've interacted or I've spoken with have caused me great suffering, because you have been too quick to assume who I am and why I am the way I am, before I've had a chance to really understand you and also understand my own self better as well. So don't blame yourselves, but just know that this happened, and I prefer that less of this unnecessary suffering. I prefer less of this being inflicted on similar people like me. Okay. Thanks for watching.